Not sure if it's going yet. Hello, Mooners! Good afternoon to you all. We're streaming from the beach today, a lovely location. I spent all day roasting on the beach yesterday, hence the sunburnt face. I wanted to come on today in this random midweek pop-up stream to confess to you all that I'm kind of a psycho. It's pretty difficult to come to terms with. I've been coming to terms with it for a long time. And like I said in last week's stream, as a content creator, sometimes pieces of my life don't feel fully actualized until I've shared it online. This is where I'm documenting my whole human journey. So as things get integrated into the art piece that is my web presence, when I speak something online, that's when it actually gets written into the stone of like, here is my life journey documented. So today we've got some things to log, some skeletons to get out of the closet, and some admitting that there's a problem. Because the first step to recovery is admitting there's a problem. Now, I'm going to see who we have in the chat. By the way, yeah, my tripod broke right when I was pulling up to this beach. I had slammed the brakes on and it flew out of the attic of the Volkswagen, landed right on the part that holds my phone, the little springy prong thing. That shit's broken. It's not fixable either. So now I'm just gonna prop you guys up on some rocks in a second. We got Funky Uncle John, myself, K. Juan Marcus, Valkyrie Feather Tarot. Oh, thank you for the gift, MX Spike. Which also, shout out to Valkyrie Feather Tarot. I saw a video on her channel this morning of her flowing with some glow stick poi. It was pretty sick. You guys should check it out. We got random FPV, Kevin Mack, Dink Drew. Thank you, Chloe Exquisite for the star. Bob Cox, tan maxing, more like burn maxing. I used to be brown when I was working the boats. I was like in the sun all the time, so my skin just could handle it. But I spent that time in Arizona and that time on Big Island and haven't been working the boats. My ass got so pale, and I was in the sun for hours and hours yesterday. I don't even know how long, from like 10 to 5. So like, yeah, 7 hours of sunlight yesterday. Your girl's looking pretty red. It'll be brown tomorrow though, so no worries. Dank Drew, Bob Cox, Chloe Exquisite. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down and I gotta start getting to the point of the stream. So to update you guys, since on the last stream, I was crying most of the time and freaking out, and you guys are probably wondering whatever happened after that. Also, yes, it is not my usual time slot. I'm just doing a stream today because today feels like the day I should finally speak all of this. I mean, to touch on the astrological alignments happening right now that were part of what pushed me to do this is, well, full moon energy right now. We just had a full moon yesterday. Mercury went retrograde today. And Jupiter entered Leo today. And Jupiter only changes signs every 12 years. So it's a pretty rare astrological event compared to like, okay, full moons every month, Mercury retrograde. You hear about that shit all the time. Jupiter switching to Leo, which is my North node of my chart. I know that today is my day to begin a more solid path of self-growth and self-mastery. So, yeah. Update of what happened. Um, After that stream, I just continued on caring for the cats still, and it was still super stressful. And the next morning, I was at this beach actually, and Snickers and Puss both were up under the van, like tangled around shit with their leashes and stuff. I was able to get Puss out, but I literally couldn't get Snickers out. Like, she wouldn't come out. I couldn't coax her out. I couldn't open that part of the van because I didn't have any tools with me. So I was just freaking out. And hours went by, like hours and hours went by of me freaking out. And it was hot. I wasn't in the shade and I couldn't drive because the cat was under the van. And then I had pretty much a crazy meltdown and was just like, I can't do this anymore. And wrote a ransom email to. He asked me to not say his name or use pictures or videos of him anymore. So to respect that boundary, I'm not sure how to address that. Um, I'll just say him, and some of you will know who I'm talking about, and some of you won't. Which I have written him an apology now because I know I was being psycho. Yeah, basically, I sent a crazy email being like, you have till 4 p.m. to figure something out, or I'm gonna post on Facebook asking who will take the cats. So he came and got them. Thankfully, he was able to get Snickers out from under the van and take them somewhere else. That's honestly where they're at now is a way better scenario for them anyway. So yeah, I've been flying solo for the past little bit of time and reflecting a lot and feeling a lot of remorse for ways that I've acted in my life. And I've been wanting to turn over a new leaf for a while, and I thought I was. I mean, I have come a long way, but not as quickly or as firmly as I would hope. So today, I've really delved into myself and just came on here to share that because in recent time, there has been so much media put out where everyone's in the victim seat. Everyone's like calling themselves an empath and saying that whoever they're dealing with is a narcissist. That's such a classic dynamic people portray online right now. And I don't think that's how things actually are. If I'm being honest, whenever someone introduces themselves to me as an empath, I automatically realize that they are probably a narcissist. So I'm not on here. I'm not on here to just be like, oh, I'm a victim of life and everyone else is causing problems. I'm coming on here today to own my shit. I've been a really psycho bitch in the past. Less psycho and less bitchy in recent years, but I just want to come clean about some shit. I'm hoping that the phone is not going to overheat. I should probably actually move to the shade. And then I'm gonna get my journal out. So strap in, Mooners. As I'm on this journey of living in radical authenticity and just self-acceptance, part of that is owning my shadows. And I hope it can inspire other people to do the same and not, keep the blame game going in their own life. Because that's not a way to ever have good relationships with people. And when I say relationships, I don't mean just boyfriend, girlfriend type, like romantic shit. Like, I mean friendships, relationships with your family members, your coworkers, people you just meet in your day to day. Like, there is real such thing as being a good person, and the universe gives you a reflection of what you are. So if you are a good person, like, more good people will come into your life. The past couple years, I've been like, oh my gosh, why am I ending up around all these psychos? What the fuck? Like, total victim mentality. But, like, really, the universe was mirroring my own energy to myself, and I was being psycho. So that's what I got. And I've had to really sit with that. My most recent encounter with a psycho friend really, really sank that in for me, because this girl was screaming and throwing chairs and saying some stuff that I cannot even repeat on YouTube because it would get the video taken down. And I was thinking, oh my God, I don't ever want to be even slightly close to this. And there has been times where I'm right in that line and I'm acting almost exactly like that. And so that day changed me. And that was a couple months ago. And I've been on the growth train since about my like temper and psycho things about me. I've been growing in that regard for 5 years, but like this specific event made me realize like exactly how much a monster someone could be, even when they come off as just like a sweet, silly, like whimsy girl. Because that's how she seemed at first. I was like, oh, what a whimsy chick. How fun and silly and cute. And then I saw the beast come out and I was like, what? Oh my God. And then I reflected on myself and I'm like, wow, I really come off as like sweet, whimsy hippie chick. I mean, I keep it real and, I'll be cussing like a sailor and like turning wrenches. But for the most part, I mean, okay, yeah, I just saw Chloe say, you have always come across as caring and thoughtful person in your videos. Exactly. Like, I know I come across very nice and, just like sweet person, but like so many psychos do. That's actually one of the key traits of psychos is at first they seem incredibly sweet. Not to compare myself to like a serial killer, because I'm not even close to that level of psycho, but just talking about how mental illnesses show up. A lot of the serial killers you hear about, everyone says like they were such a charismatic, charming person. I would never thought they would be like that, but that's just how it is. And I think it plays into the duality of the universe and how high contrast literally everything is in this existence, and how the karmic balance is in every amplitude and every area. Because within a person, like, if they have that dark of darkness, of course they also have that bright of brightness. I'm gonna check back in with the chat, and then I want to like set my phone down somewhere. It really sucks that my tripod broke like right as I was pulling up. So yeah. Someone said, I usually skip this part of the video. Bro, you're gonna want to skip this whole stream then, because it's all we're talking about. Feel free to go if any of you are like not into this type of stuff. I know it's not for everyone. I'm doing this stream for me, if I'm being completely honest. This is a self-accountability stream, self-expression, throat chakra activation. Even if there was 0 people in the room, I would be spitting these bars. Okay, let's find a spot to sit. I might be able to use my water bottle as a sort of tripod scenario. So we'll try that out. Also testing out doing an outside stream today. Usually we're streaming like in the Volkswagen or wherever, but yeah, we did a little nature stream. Hey, we got David T in here. Welcome. How many times you showering? 0. Not sorry about it. Can't soar with eagles when you fly with pigeons. Damn. Well, I think more accurately, you can't fly with eagles if you are a pigeon. And you guys watched my journey of getting out of the pigeonhole of van life videos, which I'm officially escaped, by the way. The Van on the Moon episode most recently was a flop. The warm pistachio video got like almost as much views as it. So I've watched the transition and I'm happy about it. It was honestly so freeing to watch the most recent van episode not do very well, because part of what makes me like drawn towards making those videos more so than other ones is because they get the most views. And I'm like, you know, as a content creator, you got to read the room and see what people like and move in that direction. But those ones aren't as enjoyable for me to make, especially the vlog style ones. The project videos, they're pretty cool if they're artsy. But yeah, I'm officially out of that pigeonhole. Celebration for me. I celebrate that on like a weekly basis now. But I still have to grow past being a pigeon myself. Sorry, the camera's just like hella shaking because I'm holding it, but I'm gonna put it down in a second. Someone said, see what us men deal with. I do see it. I see it extremely clearly, but I mean, women gotta put up with your guys' shit too, so it goes both ways. Both sexes are equally psycho, I would say. What level of psycho are you? I can see you're deaf on the spectrum. What level of psycho? I don't really know how to answer that. I mean, like out of 10, 0 being not psycho at all and 10 being serial killer, I'm pretty low on that. Like, I don't know, maybe like a 5. I'm like a 5 or a 6. Hair tie around the phone on the tripod. Random FPV, you are a genius. I could actually use my hair tie and strap it to my water bottle. Let's see. This might do the trick. Oh my gosh. Random FPV, you are a genius. Well, now you guys can see my sunburnt chest because I roasted in the sun all day yesterday, and now I'm just roasting myself on the stream. I actually did find a lot of cleansing from the sun. I think that it's part of what sparked this self-discovery. I did a super long swim too. Okay. Yeah. Um, Where are the cats at? I'm actually not 100% certain, but I know that they are safe and cared for and in a better location than the Volkswagen. That is for sure. So yeah, no need for anyone to worry about the cats. Them and him are in good hands. They're in very good hands. Way better hands than mine. My hands are not very good at the moment. Um, but that's something, it's good to know yourself and accept yourself, because if I were to not to be able to own the fact that I can't deal with that right now, like, then I would have kept persisting on and sucking at it. And that doesn't serve anyone well, because then everyone would be suffering. You know, that's where self-acceptance becomes beneficial for yourself and everyone around you. Dink Drew said Talking Heads Psycho Killer is on the queue. Ba 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 ba. That would be a fun ukulele cover, actually, now that I think about it. I might be looking up the chords for that later tonight. Chloe said, I think having to move out of the apartment, having 2 people in the van, 2 cats in the van, and hot weather made it difficult for both of you. Yeah, dude, it was intense. It was heavy shit. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot. And trying to, like, keep up with yourself and process through something that difficult happening in real time and other stuff piling up, like, there was just no way to get ahead of it and to a grounded place and to have some nervous system regulation. Like, after after the everything exploded and I then was just by myself, the van wouldn't start, so I couldn't even leave the beach. Meanwhile, you guys know, I already said it earlier in the stream, that day was going awful, to where I sent a crazy email making some psycho threats, and then I ended up alone, and then I'm like unable to drive away with the van. Like, I hit a really dark spot on Sunday, and then went to a different beach, and I've been at that beach for the past 2 days pretty much until now, and I'm ready. I went into this weird vortex of, like, self-reflection and soul finding, and then here I am, emerged and ready to tell the tale. And I still have so much to say, and so we will get to all of it. I don't know how long the stream will be today, but I'm just gonna make sure I say everything I gotta say. I took some notes in my journal, but for now, I'm gonna catch with the chat again, but then I'm gonna have to ignore you guys for a bit. Valkyrie Feather Tarot became a new mooner. Thank you for joining the channel. She's officially a mooner. Heck yeah. Welcome aboard. Okay, I need to scroll through. Also, thank you everyone for being here. When are you getting the Dodge back? So I could go get it whenever I want. Like, if I wanted to, I could fly there tomorrow. It's completely up to me. I'm taking things day by day and just feeling into myself and really trying to listen to myself on what my soul wants. And so any day now. Someone's like a septum ring theory. In this scenario, it's only half true. Chloe said you were excited to get to Big Island, but it has been delayed. Yeah, I was, really excited to get back to Big Island. I thought I was only gonna be here for 2 weeks tops. It's been over a month, and that's another thing I've been having to come to terms with. Like, you can't make too solid of plans in this universe because there's always a shit show to come in and wreck them. I just gotta. He calls it the hidden bummer factor. So I try and keep an account for the hidden bummer factors in life. This one was completely unexpected, but now that the cats are somewhere else, I actually can leave. I was going to get the safety done on the Volkswagen like today, and then the headlights and blinker stopped working. And so obviously I can't get the safety check done, so I can't ship the van. And that sucks because I would have put the van on a boat this coming Monday, but that's not happening. So yeah, we're just taking things one thing at a time. I'm gonna just focus on my healing and keep moving forward. I have my journal right here, which thankfully will cover some of my lap because the water bottle tripod is an unfortunate angle. Okay. Confessions of a Secret Psycho. I already said a lot of the things I wrote down and wanted to say, but I'm just gonna go down the list anyway still. The moon is full, Jupiter just entered Leo, and Mercury just went retrograde. So now is the perfect time to turn my life around. A perfect time to take a real good look at ourselves and see what needs to be released. So anyone else who's been going through a hard time lately, just know that with the astrological alignments happening right now and the planetary alignments, just know that right now can either be a completely awful, terrible time if you're resisting, but if you're leaning into it and naming something you want to release and really reflecting on yourself, this is a powerful time to actually be able to change. There's a lot of transformative and revisiting energy, cyclical things in the air right now. So I just wanted to touch on that and share some awareness for the people who don't already keep up with astrology. I don't know how involved in astrology this community is other than me talking about it a lot. I assume Valkyrie Feather is pretty into it. Yes. I am setting the intention for this stream that I am owning my shit, taking a real good look at myself, leaning into radical self-accountability, and setting forth towards change. It's also to inspire others to reflect on themselves and realize that a lot of problems in their lives can actually, get resolved from just healing yourself. Like, I have gotten to a point where I'm looking around and I'm like, why is everything a disaster? Why is it disaster after disaster? Am I just a walking tornado? It's been for years now. And I guess the answer is yes. Even down to the fucking Volkswagen. Today, the I went and got some super glue to put the logo back on the front because it broke up again. And I'm like, all pissed off because the logo's off. But like, I took a second to self-reflect, and I'm the one who broke it off. Snickers was trapped up under the van, and I started banging on the front of it to try and scare her, to make her like run out the bottom. But no, all it did was scare her and make her tuck deeper into the van, and the logo broke off the front. So the answer to our problems is not to just rage out and be pissed off at everything around us. The answer is to simmer down and really use our brains and get into our bodies, because that triggered, activated psycho state is so easy to slip into and harder to get out of. And once you're in it, you're not thinking right, you're not behaving right, and you have to know how to reflect after, get past the shame of reflecting, and own your shit. So, with the whole scenario of me getting on the stream, our weekly Mooner live stream, and telling the story of how I came here to help him with the eviction and the cats, and then he just left us and abandoned us for 4 days until I had to send a psycho ransom email to even see him again and get help with the cats. Like, that is the telling of the tale. If I completely leave out my side, that's me completely skirting the fact that I instigated a blow up thing and bit off more than I could chew and just went crazy, started slamming down ultimatums and raging out, which also partly came from self shame. So I have sent Rainbows an apology for being crazy, really. I wrote more specifically, but I'm not going to hash the exact details. Um, I wasn't respecting some boundaries, and I was just in that psycho urgent attack mode of just like something needs to get fixed right now, instead of being able to breathe and just be in the moment and accept that like sometimes our moments are sucking and that's okay. So yeah, I guess I don't think he's watching, but if he is, I'd like to also apologize on here, because it wasn't fair to just tell one half of the story online to like 130,000 people live on the air during a manic episode, which part of me wonders if I shouldn't even be streaming right now, because I may very well still be in the same manic episode, but this feels like the right thing to do right now. And there's a lot of alignments that just say today's the day. Thank you, Valkyrie Feather. I'm not going to be too hard on myself. I'm yeah, I'm owning it and processing through it without having to be too hard on myself, because I'm reminding myself, like, I'm young. A lot of people, at least that I've witnessed in this world, don't really try fixing themselves on this deep of a level until later in their lives, or until something far worse has happened. Like, I think that's part of why people have to hit rock bottom, because, or else they won't change. When you're comfortable, you don't change. It takes challenge to create evolution and adaptation. It's just a fact of life. Dank Drew said he should be apologizing to me. I mean, I hope for an apology eventually, but I can't let that be the deciding factor for me not to apologize. That's where, okay, there's a book called Getting to Zero by, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Damn it. He runs the relationship school. Jonathan Gaddis, I want to say. Anyway, there's a book called Getting to Zero, and it's all about interpersonal relationships. And one of the key not even underlying, it's the umbrella lesson of the book, is being a relational leader. And instead of being stuck in that loop, which I've been in this loop way too many fucking times, even after reading the book, I still have repeated this cycle where you let your ego get in the way, and it's like, I'm not apologizing till the other person apologizes first. And then no one apologizes and shit stays whack. So, like, that's where we have to take the personal responsibility and step forward and own it. And just like, if you want the conflict to get resolved, don't let your ego stifle that, because then you're ruining it for yourself. You're not getting what you want. You're not getting the resolution, and it's ruining it for the other person. Whereas if you can just like step forward and be the relational leader to get out of the victim seat, because in a relationship, neither person should be in the victim seat. If both people are in their full power, then both people end up apologizing. So I'm stepping into the relational leader role and wrote a pretty thorough apology, because the experts say that's the way to heal relationships. I'm on the path, guys. Like, I am so dead ass serious about my personal growth and wanting it to really actualize, because I've come a long way already, and I'm just trying to get even more in. I'm already a different person, and I'm trying to just become my like fullest form. What has gotten me by is always remembering someone out there has it worse than you. Yeah, Sean, 420. There's always someone struggling worse than you. That's something I have to remind myself a lot too. As I'm getting down on myself, I'm like, wow, my van's broken. But there's people who don't even have a van. Like, I gave this woman a ride last night. She literally only had a backpack. We ended up reconnecting in the morning, and I gave her a ride again. And I felt really bad because she wanted me to take her to a waterfall, and I was like, well, which waterfall? And it's like 2 hours away. And I was like, I'm so sorry, Queen. Like, I have helped to the extent that I can, and I can't drive 2 hours right now just in gas. That's like too much money for me right now. Plus, I needed to get to journaling and on myself growth. And that was a test of the universe to see if I would continue on with my people pleasing tendencies and the tendencies to want to do stuff for people, even if it doesn't feel fully aligned for me. That's something. We're healing through a lot of shit. We're healing through many, many things. Did your therapist give you any good advice to see the middle ground? So, my therapist actually is who recommended me to seek out alternate housing for the cats. But sending the email and the way the email was written, I don't know that my therapist would approve of that aspect. I will be talking about it with her this coming Sunday. I have therapy pretty much every Sunday. Saturdays are for the Mooner stream and Sundays are for therapy. How about avoidance of relationships? That seems like an option. Yeah, I mean, people who are really just fed up with trying to make interpersonal relationships work can totally just take that path of not relating at all. That's like a valid path out. I truly enjoy human connection and being close with people. I'm like pretty, I don't know if I'm the best at picking people to get close to the past couple years. I've had a lot of really crazy scenarios, but it doesn't stop me, you know. I still want to keep trying to make new friends and have a romantic life, you know. Are you still with that guy? I don't know. I literally don't know. I hope so. Uh, Not sure. We haven't really talked about that, but yeah. We didn't say we're broken up, so I assume yes, but also it doesn't really seem like we're together right now, but also it's just because everything blew up and got crazy for a couple of days. So we'll see where the rubble falls. Um, I don't know that we're like incredibly compatible because we do have a lot of struggles, but for me, knowing what exactly my contribution to the struggles are and me being willing to work past that and try to change that, like that might mitigate a lot of the struggles. I hope so. And maybe he'll make some changes to mitigate his part of the struggles too once he sees me like going strong. So who knows? I'm hoping that things end up coming back together and getting worked on. Am I counting on it? No. Am I accepting that it's completely possible we might be happier apart and our lives might be like easier apart? Fully. You have to accept that no matter who you are, no matter who you're dating, you have to accept the reality that like not everyone's meant to be together. You're choosing love every day and you got to feel out like how you two can vibe and flow together. Yeah, Kevin Max said years of conditioning takes years to undo. However, recognizing these habits can help with strategies to navigate towards better outcomes more often. Yep, that's what I'm trying to uncondition myself to the way I ended up. Somehow I ended up as this like sweet fairy being on the outside with some like demon tucked up under me that comes out and is this like monster character that I don't want to carry around with me anymore. And you guys haven't seen that monster, but in a little bit I'll tell you some of the stories of Stories of the beast. Let some skeletons out of the closet. Who were you 5 years ago versus now? Oh my gosh, I was not living my life for myself. I was living it for other people. I was completely insecure. I had a really false sense of confidence back then. Now I actually feel confident, but back then I acted confident and deep down was not. I was in a super toxic relationship, which I was definitely putting in my side of the toxicity there. He was a psycho, like genuinely. Like I say psycho about myself, but my diagnoses are pretty minor. He was actually schizo. And this is not talking about my recent partner. This is someone from in California who I dated for almost a year. But when we met, he had lied about his age. He had lied about his occupation. He didn't tell me he had a twin brother. I could go on for a long time. That relationship was awful. He had an eating disorder that totally sparked me to reignite my previously had eating disorder. And me and this dude were horrible to each other. We yell at each other all the time and lie to each other and betray each other. We were like puking in toilets together because we were both mentally ill. Awful, awful experience. We ended up getting TikTok famous together. That was my first big bout of like internet stardom. We had 80,000 followers on TikTok. And then I moved to Maui and he changed the password of the TikTok account because I had to make it with his email address because mine was already taken. So he did the forgot password, send code to email, and then it went to his email, change password. Then I was locked out and then he deleted the whole fucking page. And see how that story sounds like, oh, what a bastard, what a motherfucker, how could he do that to her? But like, fact of the matter is, I was being horrendous the entire time we were together. That doesn't excuse anything he did to me, any of the lies or betrayal, but I let my mental issues get heavily between us and I would not let up about it. I I'll bring it to my next topic. I have OCD. That is what I have been in treatment for the past 5 years, and a lot of people think OCD is just neat freak, clean freak, like wiping everything down all the time, which I used to be a clean freak and have worked through that part a lot. I literally wouldn't even drink off a straw after my own mother. Like I was like germaphobe, no. And now you guys see, I'm just like sitting on the ground outside and living in a van, like showering at beaches. Like I am not a clean freak at all anymore. So I worked through that portion of the OCD. I still have the organizational quirks, but for the most part, that's been recovered. The thing about OCD though is it shows up in a lot of different ways that are honestly harder to deal with than the clean freak part. I mean, look at my journey. I got over the clean freak part way easier than the other shit. The main struggle of OCD is the intrusive thoughts and the checking behavior, the reassurance seeking, because that's what OCD is. Like some people have the type of OCD where they have to count, like they're like, I shut the microwave. That didn't feel right. I need to shut the microwave 5 times or I won't feel okay. Weird little shit like that. It doesn't make sense to people who don't have it, but like as someone that has it, like sometimes you just like feel this this urge inside you. You're like, I have to do this thing or the world is gonna end. Like, it's unexplainable, it's irrational, but fact of the matter is that's just how some people's brains works. So that throughout my life has come out as various behaviors. One of them being like obsessively checking myself, like checking mirrors all the time, if like adjusting my clothes, ripping out my leg hair, like just doing weird little shit repeatedly. And it causes trouble in relationships. Like, one of the biggest symptoms of OCD that has ruined my relationships is called retroactive jealousy. And it's commonly accepted to be under the umbrella of OCD. And it's basically when you are jealous of your partner's past relationships and you obsessively think about them and wonder about them and ask about them, that single-handedly destroyed my relationship in California. Like, when I tell you guys, like, oh, he like deleted the page I built with 80,000 followers on it, like, and it sounds like he's the big asshole, but it's like, okay, I was a complete brat the whole time we were together. I made him buy literally everything, pay for everything, just because his dad was rich. He like had a credit card that accessed his dad's money. And so I was like, he would like brag about being rich. And I'm like, if you're gonna be bragging and talking all that shit about how you have so much money, then put your money where your mouth is. So financially, I was a fucking brat. And emotionally, I was horrendous to deal with because I would get in these crazy OCD loops of like having the retroactive jealousy and like asking questions about his past relationships and like trying to look at, I don't know, finding pictures of his exes. Just a weird, it's irrational. And I know that now. But it, for some reason, just took over my whole mind. My water bottle's like tipping over. Sorry for the weird angle. So yeah, you can write any story to look like you're just the one victim there, or you can tell it in a balanced light. I've done the same retroactive jealousy thing to him, the one with the cats that you guys see on my channel and stuff. I've done the retroactive jealousy thing. That trashed our relationship for the whole first year. That was our biggest problem. Like, in the first year of our relationship, there really wasn't like much bad stuff going on other than me bringing up his exes all the time and just like, and I'd be like emotional, like crying and freaking out like something was wrong because I thought something was wrong because I have a fucking mental illness, which now I can look back and see. And I've talked ad nauseum with therapists about it. But yeah, so retroactive jealousy and the obsessive need for reassurance and the constant questioning. Like, as someone with OCD, you ask a shit ton of questions and you can't take no for an answer. Like, you need an answer or else you're freaking out. Like, it comes down to needing something external to be able to feel okay. Oh my gosh, are you serious? My phone's freaking dying. I guess we're gonna head back to the van, but we've made a lot of headway in sharing. Now you guys know half of my, half of the mental illnesses, I guess I would call it. Oh my gosh, I'm so much behind. Yeah, Easy Upstate said, let's not forget he's going through some shit too. Yeah, going through an eviction and having a psycho girlfriend and financial stress and like unknown of what the future is gonna bring. Dirt don't hurt. Yep, that's what I've learned, Sean 420. Joker's Wild says that they're ADHD with hypervigilant childhood trauma. I feel for you, man. I feel for you. I know how hard that shit can get. Like, it gets dark. Someone else said I got all the isms. Damn. There's a lot of isms out there. Hey, sick bastards here. Yep, Howie Mandel has obsessive compulsive. Yeah, he does. Which it was inspiring to watch him growing up and see him like open about his story and on his path of growth. So here I am now. I am another character sharing with the world that more people more people have mental illness than talk about it. It's more common than society will let you know because there's a lot of shame and stigma around it. So it's up to people like me and Howie Mandel who are just putting ourselves out there anyway to show everybody like it's okay. It's all good as long as you're on the growth path. I really hope my phone doesn't die before I plug it in. And I really hope it doesn't overheat once it's plugged in. But at least I've said most of what I need to say. And I'm also honestly really grateful that we don't have super high viewers today because this is a vulnerable stream. This is an awful angle. I had to unplug the microphones so I could plug the phone into the charger. So sorry if the audio just got not as good. And a fan on because between the sunburn and the heat, it is hot. But this is like not a stream I need to look good for. So that's why I was like, before I started it, I was like, man, I'm looking fucking tore up. There's no way I can go on live right now. But I reminded myself, like, there's always someone who's got it worse. I'm definitely not the worst. Even on my worst day, I'm definitely not the worst. Sounds like you've experienced a bad relationship in the past. More than one. I've got my share of trauma under my belt. Um, including some stuff that happened when I was super young and more recently, so I got diagnosed with OCD like 5 years ago. Um and went into therapy for it. I've had a couple different therapists throughout time. Most recently, I've been working with this one therapist for probably 3 years now. I've had her for the main bulk of all of my therapy time. So, um, yeah, the OCD diagnosis was years ago, and I have come a long way. Thank you for the gifts, Leo. I think I'm sorry, I'm still behind on the chats, but I so appreciate you guys, like, all the support and the openness. Like, it would be so much harder for me to be sharing in this way if I didn't have this beautiful community of mooners who are just the most like open people. Oh my gosh, yeah. Sean 420 hit it on the nail on the head. He said PTSD is something regular people get too, not just soldiers. Dude, seriously, that brings me to the next point. Also, thank you, Sal 1999 for all the stars. I love seeing those pop up. It's so cute. Dubs for Sal, 1999. Um, yeah, I more recently than the OCD diagnosis, I got kind of diagnosed with something called CPTSD. My therapist that I have now isn't like the one who diagnosed me with OCD. That therapist was very cut and dry, like, "You're gonna answer these questions, and then I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with you." So, we did that assessment, and I got my test results or whatever. But with this therapist, she's she doesn't as much believe in cut and dry diagnoses. She doesn't think that's completely useful, but what she was beating around the bush of is CPTSD, which, Dank Drew said struggle bus head spokesperson. That's actually so amazing. Dude, honestly, I need to I'm writing that in my fucking journal because that's great material. Oh, I could actually prop my phone up with my dragon stuff. Damn it. Damn it. We'll see how that does. It's hopefully the audio is still fine. It's just like propped up. Oh my gosh, Valkyrie Feathers pulling cards right now. You are bless your soul. Thank you so much. That is exactly what I need. Queen of Cups just fell out of the deck, meaning good, fair woman, loving intelligence, gift of vision. All these are good things. Hugs. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Valkyrie. Queen of Cups energy is what I'm coming into right now. For people who aren't familiar with tarot, the Cups suit is all about relationships. Each of the suits, like Pentacles, Wands, Swords, represent a different aspect of life, and the Cups are the like relationship, you know, interpersonal stuff suit. And so having the Queen of Cups is actually a really good sign that I am making the right choice in stepping up and improving my mental health and stability and interpersonal, you know, dynamic navigation. But okay, back to the CPTSD stuff, basically what that is, you guys know what PTSD stands for already, I'm sure. The C in the front of it is for complex. And it's because normal PTSD, there's a big bang that happens. Like there's like a life-changing scenario that you're then affected by. CPTSD, complex PTSD, is when it's not as drastic as a scenario, but it's ongoing. And so it ingrains itself into you. And part of what comes with that is just an inability to regulate your own nervous system. You're just like dysregulated and unable to be calm when shit's hard. You start freaking out. Your brain starts doing weird stuff where it's like dodging shame and pushing blame, and you're yelling at people and just being a monster. It's when you look at the symptoms for CPTSD, which it also includes just like not being able to feel safe in relationships, like just complete anxiety trying to date someone, like it'd be like, oh, someone who's been to war going to like a fireworks show. is the same equivalent of, like, someone with CPTSD trying to date. You're just freaking out. You're literally freaking out the whole fucking time until you can get past it. Getting past it really hard. There's different types of therapy you can go through. My therapist actually recommended something to me called EMDR, which is an eye movement type of therapy that actually releases the trauma in your brain using special cues and eye movements. It's like biohacking, literally. So I actually might take the leap and try that soon. I know actually one person who did it and had some good results. I don't know how good the results were because I witnessed her go monster mode even though she got it, but apparently she used to be worse than that. So, she told me she got help from that therapy. So hopefully I can find some benefit and be a little less crazy. But yeah, with CPTSD, that has an incredible overlap in symptoms to BPD, borderline personality disorder, which people joke and say like that BPD is the manic pixie dream girl. You guys have probably heard of that archetype. People say that BPD is the manic pixie dream girl illness. Um which helps me feel a little bit seen because I'm like, okay, it's not too uncommon for just like, you know, a seemingly sweet fairy creature to actually have like a demon inside of her. But knowing that it's a common archetype already talked about gives me a little bit freedom to see it in myself and actually like sit with that and accept it in a way that lets me move forward past it. Ah, MX Wright said I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm glad people are finding this like relatable and helpful. I That's what I'm here for. Like I've been just seeking out my path here and purpose in life, especially purpose as a content creator, and I'm starting to think that speaking out as an advocate for mental health might be a good route for me because one, it will be helping other people, and two, as I'm sharing it, I'm getting feedback from people, I'm learning more, I'll be researching more to make sure I don't misspeak about any of it online. So, yeah, I want to just like accept that I've had my rough bouts with mental health in life and have come a long way through them, will continue getting through them further till one day I'm just like a self-mastered specimen of a human and can just help heal the fucking world. This is the path. This okay, checking back in with the chat. Hey, Alesti said, therapist here, and yes to all. You're explaining it really well. Okay, you guys heard it there. We've got a therapist to confirm. Thank you, LCT. Sorry that I'm probably saying your name wrong. Fruit hammock is barren. Yeah, I need to go get some food after this. I have a bag of dates right next to me that I might munch on in a bit. But yeah, I need to for sure get some like real food in a bit. I had a smoothie earlier though. Oh, MX Wright said I'm actually writing a script where a female vampire pretends to be a manic pixie dream girl to lure in a man. If you need a lead actress, hit me up. Aw. Valkyrie said they diagnosed me with that when I was 15 years old and other things. and I'm in denial about, and it's tough. Aw, Valkyrie, I feel for you. I feel for you, sister. If you got diagnosed and are having a hard time accepting that, that will make it even harder to get past it. Like, the only way through the struggle is through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, which means facing it head on and being able to address it. I think addressing it's the biggest thing. I mean, you guys hear it all the time. Admitting there's a problem, or the first step to recovery is admitting there's a problem. So, Valkyrie, I hope that you watching me on here speak out about my own psycho nature, I hope it helps you feel a little bit more freedom within yourself to like speak it about your story and yourself, because that's the way to get better. Like, we won't ever recover from things if we can't even acknowledge that they're there, because then it's like, what are you healing from if there's nothing to heal from? But if things aren't feeling good as they are, what's gonna shift except you? That's the thing in this world, in this weird, fucked up world. We want so many things external to us to change, but like the change starts with us. Who actually, I don't remember who said that quote, but there's a quote that goes, be the change you want to see in the world. So, Mooners, we're coming together and we're being the change. We are being the change. I'm gonna scoop this way and get some of the. I'm gonna drink some water and then catch back up with the chat, and then we'll continue. We might also screw the we might also glue the Volkswagen logo back to the front of the van at some point. I'm on here and I'm vibing. I'm thankful for you guys to be here to witness this crazy announcement, and it's almost like a seminar of sorts. I don't know what the fuck this is, but welcome to my web show, Molly and the Mooners. The sunburn just really adds to the effect here. Well, Knit's Journey said, I'm waiting to meet a man that's having an existential crisis about his crappy personality. I would probably fall in love with him. Dude, honestly, I vibe with you there. Like, to me, if I meet someone and they're able to just be like, I want to be a good person, then that makes me feel like, okay, they either are a good person, because only a good person would have the thoughts of like wanting to be a good person that bad. So that's something you guys can also find some resolution in, because I find some, it's like when you're crazy, like someone earlier asked, how psycho am I? What level of psycho am I? The fact that I can own that I'm crazy means that I'm not actually that crazy. So, same goes for the whole like good person or not good person dynamic. If you are a good person, of course you're going to be thinking about being a good person. Bad people, I don't think they spend much time reconsidering their actions and like pursuing being a better human. So, if you're having thoughts of are you a good person or not, just know you're not that bad, because bad people don't have those thoughts. Hey, Joseph Carrington is here. Hello. I'm happy to see that a lot of the Mooners still made it here even though it's not a Saturday. Is that a mirror on the roof of the van? Yes, I installed it, like, I don't know, 2 years ago. It's pretty dope. It's just there for decoration and vibes, and also if I get lonely, they put mirrors in horse cages so that the horses don't get lonely, so I added a mirror to my spaceship. "Are you still chained to the van?" and then a cat emoji. No, like I said earlier in the stream, if anyone missed the beginning, the cats are not in the van anymore, so a lot of stress has lifted. That was incredibly stressful to try and handle, especially the days that I was doing it by myself. It was just, like, really hard. Victor Kreitner's here too. What are you trying to do? Shock my system with a surprise live chat on a Tuesday night? Yes, Victor. This was all my ploy to shock you. Nah, I'm going into a new trajectory of my personal growth. And so I basically came on today because one, the astrological alignments are perfect for this to be a pivotal time in my life right now. And two, I want to inspire others to also hop on the self growth, self accountability, self acceptance train. So, and I do see people relating in the chat and finding some, like, resonation here. And three, it's for self accountability sake because with everything I said on Saturday's stream, I have to balance that out. Did I miss an announcement? The main announcement is just me announcing that I'm actually kind of a psycho. She already has the vampire canines. Yeah, for the person, I think it was MX something, who's writing a vampire movie, I would love to be in it. And like Danktree said, I got the fangs already. There's actually like special dental procedures people get to look like they have fangs, and I would totally get that for the movie. Victor said, "I know I missed the announcement. This feels like bonus footage." Honestly, this whole stream is bonus footage. It's a Tuesday. This is just here I am. We got so in the swing of the Saturday shows that I just didn't even really think of doing midweek streams as much the past couple months, but today just felt like the right day to do this. Oh my god, Valkyrie said I'm a psychic. Hell yeah. I'm glad I read your mind for a second. I'm not sure what thing that I said, but I'm glad that it resonated on that level. MX Right said, "You don't seem crazy to me, you seem eccentric." I like eccentric people. I love eccentric people too. Um, the thing is, people are different behind their how they appear to everyone else, you know? I am I'm here completely owning the fact that even though I look like just like this sweet creature that's just like nice and smiling all the time, which that is me 80% of the time, but then there's the other 20 where 10 of that other 20 is me being Actually, no. Like 18% that other 20 is me being terribly anxious and freaking the fuck out. And the other last 2% is me being an absolute monster. Like, I don't know, maybe I should just give some stories so that you guys can understand. Not that I need to prove how bad of a monster I am, but I just really need this to hit home. Like, I really need people to know, like, you're not alone. Like, cause I'm here saying I'm kinda crazy, and people are like, "Oh, we're sure you're not that bad." But, like, if you've dealt with someone crazy before, or you probably also have acted crazy before, you've probably been like, "Wow, that's crazy." You know, there's just craziness all around. But that's the thing, there is craziness all around, and the more that we can accept it, the more it can heal from it. And that comes down to accepting it in ourselves and in the people around us so that we can help them and in the world so there can be more advocates, more awareness. It can be talked about. These things can be researched more. We can talk about what helped us. Like, we can all get on this growth train. We're not on the struggle bus anymore. We're on the growth train. Yeah, Kevin Max said removing the litter box and toxic ammonia fumes is a step in the right directions. Dude, I feel so much better without the litter box in here. It was driving me crazy because like I said, I literally have OCD. Having litter on the floor driving me nuts, smelling the cat pee and cat shit driving me nuts. Like, I genuinely, it was making me I was not okay. There was one night that in the middle of the night, I was just freaking out and couldn't sleep because there was, like, litter on the ground and the cats were all tangled up and, like, clawing at the screen, and then he was trying to which for the mooners who weren't here for the beginning of the stream, um, the guy that you've been seeing asked me to not name he set a boundary that I don't name him or use any pictures or videos of him anymore because of me getting on here all crazy on Saturday and, like, telling what happened and throwing him under the bus and not sharing what I did to lead up to him leaving the van, you know? Like, this is I just am referring to him as him to respect that boundary that has been set. But yeah, the I was going crazy one night because the cats were being so insane and plus made bunch of holes in my screens. So he was like got up and was trying to help the scenario at all so that I would stop freaking out, but I was just, like, then yelling at him because 'cause I'm just freaking out, you know, like, it doesn't help anybody to be that dysregulated. Yeah, this is the behind the scenes of my life. This is me on a random Tuesday, hello. Joseph Garrington said, "I can definitely feel it. I wasn't feeling very good today, and you've definitely raised my spirits already." Oh, I'm so glad. Because that's what I want to do, like, that's part of why I do these streams. That's the main reason I do these streams is because I wanna, like, just share the vibes with people and feel like we have some community and just we're not alone. We can all put our vibes together. Oh, Valkyrie said, "You invaded my mind. You said, 'Be the change you want to see in the world.'" Yes. She was spying on me. That's hilarious. No, I'm just a psychic. A secret psychic. Taco Tuesday's good, but Molly Tuesday's better. Hell yeah. I actually might get some tacos today. Assimilate with normies. No, I'm trying to get better, but I'm not gonna go that far in that direction. We don't have to assimilate with the normies to heal. We have to create a whole new class. Because I wouldn't say the normies are the most healed people either. Joseph Crichton, I believe you, but I cannot see how you could be a monster. Okay, we're gonna go into a story time. We're gonna go into a story time because I think a lot of people are like, "Ah, you don't seem crazy, guys." There was one time, there was a couple times, which I can't believe I'm about to tell this story. I'm gonna keep high privacy for the other people involved. So I'm gonna keep it pretty vague. But basically, where he was living at the time, I used to live at but moved out of. So this is like during while I was living in the Volkswagen and he was living at his apartment. I had gotten mad about something and was like texting and calling him like crazy. And he was like, we need to take a break from this conversation. Like, we're obviously both triggered. And when people are in that activated state, it's really hard to conflict resolve or to think straight at all. Um, so even the relationship experts will recommend when you're having an argument, if it gets to a point where one or both people are like yelling and cussing out and just being like dysregulated and crazy, pretty much, like that's when it's time to take a break. But for me, having OCD, taking a break's not a fucking option. It's like, we're hashing this until it's done right now. So he had to set a boundary of like, if you can't go take a break and like, you know, calm your nervous system and let me calm my nervous system, like at that point we both needed to have a calm down, which this same dynamic happened this past week right before the cat thing. Like basically this is how I ended up alone with the cats, is a similar scenario to this. We're both fighting and triggered over phone and text and shit. So, like, that's not the time to try and hash it out. It's like, okay, we need to both go breathe for like an hour and get our head on straight and then sort it out again. I didn't take no for an answer, kept calling, kept calling, kept calling till he had to block me. And then I showed up at his place and was banging on the fucking door, being crazy. I already know that the neighbors, all of Rainbow's neighbors probably think I'm actually psychotic. Well, actually, I kind of am. So his neighbors know I'm a psycho because I have made a damn fool of both of us by going banging on the door. I had bruises on my hands like for days after. Like I was embarrassed at work. I had to go to work after and my hands looked terrible because they were just like purple knuckles from being like motherfucker. And right now I can laugh about it because it is so fucking ridiculous, but like that was incredibly harmful to the relationship and I've not been able to let up. I haven't went and, you know, done the door banging thing in a long time. I did that a few times, maybe like 2 or 3 times. I was that level of crazy. Um, but obviously I can't go banging on his door now, you know? And it's been like I don't even remember what exactly the last door banging thing was, but it's been like at least a year. I think it's been at least a year since the last door banging thing. Aw. Valkyrie said, that she pulled another card. The 10 of Swords, pain, affliction, sadness, desolation. Yeah. 10 of Swords is one of the worst cards you can get. The 10 of Swords in my deck is depicted as this girl laying on the ground with 10 swords like stabbed in her. Joseph Carrington said, "Yeah, that's going too far. That's true. Okay. Okay, yeah. Um, yeah, so you guys see what I mean. Like when you're like, "Ah, you can't be that psycho." That is one story that maybe gives you guys a peek into what I mean when there's a monster that comes out. He actually has named the monster Taylor, which is my middle name. If anyone was ever wondering what my middle name might be, it's Taylor. And Taylor's a fucking cunt and does not know what boundaries are and does not know how to chill out because she has mental illness and that's real in this world. I feel myself getting emotional again. I told myself I wasn't gonna cry on this stream because I cried a lot on Saturday's stream, and I'm just, like, tired of crying on camera because I know that people would rather be, like, watching good vibe content of just, like, laughing and smiling, but mm, the real to keep it real, this world is a rough place, and mental illness is a really big thing in society, and it leads to a lot of problems. Like a lot of crimes are committed because people are mentally ill. Like when I was banging on the door, the neighbors almost called the cops on me. They commented on Facebook one time in a Facebook group on a post I had also commented on saying that they almost called the cops on me. So I'm like, fuck, like that's how I can have insight into the dynamic that like people with mental illness, like no matter how good they want to be, end up getting in trouble because like it comes down to just like no self-control. So it's just so it's we're just we keep getting into like more and more real shit and like as we're getting realer shit gets uglier but that's not gonna stop me from discussing it because like I'm here with the sole purpose of having a human experience on planet earth and within that experience one of my purposes is sharing what my experience is and sharing like the philosophy I have around it. So here we are, guys. Someone said, passion is beautiful. Even if you've matured beyond that, it's still good that you're the type of person that cares enough to crash out. You know, it does take a lot of caring to crash out, but within the generation that raised my generation, there's memes about it all the time about like the boomers and how they say, like, I'm yelling 'cause I care, which is a toxic statement in itself. So a lot of us were programmed that that's what love is, and that's what caring is, but it's really not. The whole, like, some people want a toxic relationship, like, even within Latin culture, um, a lot of my friends who speak Spanish will joke about, like, toxica, toxico." It's actually a term of, like, people liking someone who's super feisty and crazy like that. So, like, I know there's people who enjoy that, but as far as, like, mental well-being and me being someone who wants, like, a peaceful relationship, there's just there's a different cup of tea for anybody, and mine doesn't prioritize toxicity. At a time, I think it did. Like, I we all create our lives, and I've ended up in a lot of chaotic, toxic scenarios, even down to living in this fucking Volkswagen. Like, I chose to live in this van, and it's been a shit show the whole time. Like, but we have to really own that we choose our reality. We're crafting our life, whether we'll own that fact or not. Some people think they're a victim of life, but we're making every choice every step of the way, and even if someone else is impacting our life negatively, that's us choosing to allow them to have that power over us. Now, of course, there are exceptions to that, like, if someone's literally got, like, kidnapped and locked up and tortured, like, obviously, they didn't, like, knowingly be like, "Oh, I wanna get tortured today." But I mean, in our day-to-day circumstances, a lot of it's chosen, whether it's subconscious or actually happening. All our favorite kind of woman keeps life spicy and terribly exciting, with some emphasis on the terrible. Yeah, honestly, there's been an interesting thing I noticed within society right now, and just, well, I guess I can only speak to what I've witnessed in, like, American culture, but in some ways, the internet will glorify crazy women, which is odd to recognize because I was trying to hide my craziness for the long time. Meanwhile, there's actually a lot of people online that glorify mental illness. Which I'm definitely not trying to do. I'm here telling that I'm gonna heal from mine. There's other people that when I say glorifying mental illness, they, like, full on enjoy being crazy and do not plan on changing. So that's the difference here. I am not glorifying mental illness. I am saying, "This shit's real and let's do something about it." Okay? Aw, thank you, Valkyrie. I'm glad that you can relate. I'm sure I'm not the only person in this chat who has angrily went up to someone's door and demanded something. Maybe you felt rejected too. Yeah, Rhiannon, that's true. Rejection can lead people to do psycho stuff. That's another thing that ties in with the CPTSD and how it causes trouble in relationships. Like, people with CPTSD don't take rejection well. They are full of shame and trauma and just like dysregulation and nervous system firing in insane ways. They just can't deal with that. So there's been a lot of things in my life that I just couldn't deal with. But how you get past these things, how you get past CPTSD is to go back and figure out where it's rooted from, dig those roots out and burn them. Guys, you've been seeing me talk about on Warm Pistachio, my music channel, and I've been talking about it on the streams. That ukulele I have, the one that is in majority of my video covers, that ukulele has some really dark ties to my past, and I already announced it that I'm gonna burn that fucking thing, and I haven't yet. It hasn't been the perfect time, and I haven't announced exactly what the reason is behind it, and I'm still not ready to announce that to the public yet. Don't know that I ever will. But crazy twist in my life is that the scenario that is associated with that instrument was secret for a long time, and it actually is what I think is one of the leading contributions to my mental illness as an adult, and I wrote a letter to my dad, finally telling him what happened. And I'm gonna give a lot of privacy to my family, so I'm not gonna speak to that any further. But after almost 20 years of having this secret, terrible trauma that's been affecting my life and my relationships and the people around me in such negative ways, like, it wasn't until the past 2 weeks that I finally told my dad even. So, just know that I like, when I say I'm on the healing path and I'm ready to, like, get past this shit, like, I'm hashing it out. Talking about it is the key way. Feeling through it, saying what you gotta say. Like, guys, you don't wanna take shit to the grave. That's not the way you wanna live. If you have something that you need to come out and share, like, do it now or forever hold your peace, cause you don't know when you'll get another chance. You're never promised another day, and if it's something that you need to tell someone, like, you're not promised they have another day. We gotta take responsibility over our lives and act in real time. So, maybe it seems like a manic thing, but manic mania's necessary. Aw, thank you for the gifts, Miss Farrell. I am, behind on the chat, so I'm gonna read for a bit. Oh my gosh, it's been 103 minutes. Certified yapper. You should pull a card and see what you get. Super curious now. Ah, my decks are on Big Island. I've been suffering without them. I've been watching so many YouTube tarot spreads because I don't have my physical cards with me. I would be pulling cards like right now if I had them. Yeah, Sean said police don't know how to handle mental illness either. Yes, exactly. When I was living in California, there was a lot of people protesting the police, and I was protesting the police too. We were out in the streets, like, if I'm being real here. And one of the things that the organization that I was protesting with was advocating for was more mental health help for the public. And for like, for example, if the cops get a like domestic violence dispute call or something, they're not super equipped to deal with de-escalation. Police specifically escalate scenarios when they show up most of the time. Imagine if they instead had a counselor on dispatch, you know? How many problems could lead to healing rather than destruction if there was proper help provided instead of people immediately just being thrown in the criminal category and cast out from society. Because everybody's done some crime, whether it's this or that, how big or how small. I can guarantee every single person has done something bad. I appreciate y'all being here with me and sharing nice words. I also noticed there's not a lot of people having to get booted. I'm really stoked that the chat's not going off all insane how it does on Saturdays, where the mods are just having to be like deleting people the whole time. Someone said you look toxic. Okay, Tuzzy Fuzzy, you're kinda right. You came to the right stream because that's exactly what I'm talking about. And talking about how I'm going to recover from being a toxic bitch because I don't want to live that way anymore. Even if things don't work out with him, I want things to work out in my life. I don't want to just like be so psycho that I die alone. Not that I would actually die alone, but, like, you know what I mean, like, I wanna be good to my partner, no matter who that partner is. Even if they have their own flaws, everyone has their own flaws, I wanna still be good to them. It doesn't mean I'll have to keep staying with them. I'm gonna fix my side of things and see where everything falls, and if it's still bad and I've done everything I can, then I'll be like, "Okay, I tried my best and I need to move on," but until I've tried my best, I can't guarantee I'm not the problem. You know what I'm saying? And this is something a lot more people need to own because in right now we're in all these fast capitalist cycles where it's like, "Oh, something's broken, throw it away, get a new one." Something's not even broken yet, but it's starting to wear out, throw it out, get a new one. Boom, boom, boom. The cycles have sped up way too fast on our planet, and we gotta slow them down in many regards, one of them being how everyone has gotten so quick to jump ship in their relationships, like, it's all over social media. Random posts will come up on my feed that literally just say, like, "Dump him." I'm like, "Why is the algorithm showing me this?" Like, they don't know my fucking story. And the people posting it, like, well, who would post some toxic shit like that, announcing to a bunch of people who they don't know the details of their relationship, being like, "Dump his ass." Little, like, nail painting emoji, sparkle emoji. I'm like, what is with the culture that's arising on the internet right now? I know it's probably, springing out from the pendulum swing we've had in the past century of like from patriarchy to equality, which we're still trying to get that way of equality between the sexes. We're very close to it. We're very close, closer than we've ever been. But there is ability to swing in that direction. And I've myself swung in that direction before of people, the class of women who are just like in a, if I'm being honest, like a hatred of men. That was me during college. I was like, me and my best friend, we were just like, "Bleh, men, stay away from us. Bleh, don't come near me." I didn't even date in college, but I've came past that now and I'm like, I love men. I know that in my life, I want my like life partner to be a guy, like, and I see the strength in males and I see the polarity of man and woman, like how each of them have a different set of things to offer that are both important and necessary for the balance of the planet. That being said, I do believe in the spectrum of genders and sexuality. I guess I shouldn't say man and woman, but more so masculine and feminine because there can be different balances. Like, say if two people are more like, you know, a kinda tomboy girl and a femboy can still strike that balance without being completely polar, and I wouldn't say I'm the most feminine chick around, so, like, I wouldn't be with the most macho dude I could find. You know, we're all striking that balance. What happened to your other van? It's still on Big Island waiting for me to get back, it's any day now. Please don't clip that part where she says she wants to be tortured today. Dude, if anyone so when there's, like, big streamers, like I there's only one big streamer I watch, but people will clip very specific parts of his stream to make him look bad, kind of like in, Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed, the live action movie, when he's, like, getting interviewed Fred is getting interviewed by the really bitchy reporter, and he's like, I already know that you're gonna edit this footage to make it sound like I think Coolville sucks. And then, like, later on, it shows the news report, and she did clip specifically the part where he turns to the camera and says, I think Coolville sucks. So, like, people could chop shit up however they want. And if someone went through my streams and chopped them up, I could look like a complete villain. Even down to me, like, on this stream being like, "Guys, I gotta tell you my secret. I have a monster inside of me," and telling the stories of, like, bad shit I've done. Like, if someone clipped that, of course I'll look, you know, like a crazy villain, horrible person. But there's that type of person in everyone. And, we need to just have, like, spread awareness on that so we can drop the shame, drop the blame, heal past it. The world will be a better place. Aw, Clayton Rivera has PTSD. I'm sorry that you're struggling through that. Stuff like this is really hard. Getting past mental illness is extremely difficult, and some people don't even make it through. So the fact that you're here and able to comment shows that you're strong. So thank you for being here and thank you for being strong. Someone said life is a fucking long journey. Yeah, bro. We're in this shit for eternity, pretty much. Aw, thank you everyone just being so supportive. I'm reading a lot of the chat right now and just taking it. I've been talking for like almost 2 hours, and I promise I'll end it soon. I just have so much to say. Like, it amazes me that you guys will tune into me for this long because I'm like, wow, you guys are like absorbing a lot of my just like rapid firing. So thank you. I used to keep the streams short because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, I don't wanna be annoying and, like, put too much content out there," but, like, it's a lot of you are just here for it, and I really appreciate that because it gives me the freedom to just, like, fully express. Even on a random Tuesday, I can just, like, take a couple hours to get some ideas out, share some stories, like, solidify some of the story of my life. Victor said it's these crazy heat waves making everyone edgy. Dude, I seriously have been like really hot lately, and I think it's adding to the overall stress. And all of the astrological movements right now are really tough. There's so much happening. Oh, Easy Upstate said there's also alternative to the Ten of Swords representing realization and completion of mental progression, going full circle, learning from all you have experienced. Thank you, Easy Upstate. That's a beautiful interpretation of that card. And it makes sense because tens are the end of cycles, and the sword suit is kind of like the intellectual, like mental air sign suit. So a cycle ending in my psyche, because 'cause I'm so serious about changing, and I will tell you guys too, like, we're obviously gonna talk about this on future streams, like, now it's been spoken, so if I do some psycho shit again, I'll let you guys know, and also in situations where the old me woulda done some psycho shit, but the new me refrained, I will also let you know that because we gotta celebrate our small wins. What book is that? This is my journal. Oops. That's my dragon staff. This is my journal. Victor said, "I do not like when women say all men are the same. We are not the same." Dude, yeah, I'm not one to say like, "Oh, all men are the same," because I've met men of like a very wide spectrum of characters, and same with women, like, every person is so unique that there's no way to just say, like, all of one gender. Generalizations often fall short. Life is a shit sandwich. This is from Sick Bastard, by the way. The more bread you add, the less you taste the shit. I don't even know what that means. Someone said every day is a blank canvas and you paint it how you want. Since someone said the word paint, I need to tell you guys that I returned all those paints I showed you last week that I was gonna paint the pop top with because a couple more things broke on the van and also the drama that played out. I'm like, I don't think doing more to this van is the solution to my life right now. I think that's actually a bad idea. So yeah, I returned that paint. Are you feeling better, Molly? Um, yeah, I am feeling better. I am feeling like I got some stuff off my chest, and I mean, there are aspects of my life that don't feel better right now. Like the van still sucks, and I'm really missing him and the cats and can't see them because of how I've acted out in the past.
couple years, really. So there's some aspects that are still not feeling good, but as far as like my overall soul path and like healing journey, that's feeling good because that's where I've been making leaps and bounds in my life. Aw, I'm so glad that there's so much good feedback in the comments of people like just saying they feel seen and that this is relatable. Like, dude, I'm so glad because that's exactly what I was hoping for this to be. Because there's way too many content creators out there that try and make shit seem like it's perfect all the time. It's like, dude, I know they're stressing too. There's no way. All these people who are like posted up in Bali, like, I have no problem. So I'm like, yeah, fucking right. I don't believe it at all. And people who try to act like shit's perfect, it's a red flag to me because I'm like, obviously they're hiding it then because nobody's perfect. So people who try and come off so perfect and like they're so amazing, I'm like, I know there's some whack shit under there that this is all a front to cover. Victor sent $5. Okay, I was trying to catch up with the chat, but I'm actually really behind, so I'm gonna just go all the way down. Hey, thank you, Victor. He said the doc is in. $5 consultation fee. Thank you. Yeah, dubs for Victor. Kevin Mack said, life is better when you don't have a litter box under the sink. Yes. Life is so much better when there's not a litter box under your stove, too, by the way. This is where the stove is. That's where the litter box was. While I was cooking, I was literally standing over a fucking litter box. That's not a way to live. That's why I was going fucking crazy. I mean, not to that's me shifting blame again. That contributed to my craziness showing. I was already crazy, but it takes something to drive you over the edge. This has been a great therapy session. I'm glad, Sean. It's been good therapy for me too. It doesn't matter where the litter box is, it's always next to your bed, which is just insane. Yeah. I would be like laying in bed and literally hear the cats like walk over to the box and I hear like I can like hear them like shoveling litter out of the box. I'm like, how is anybody supposed to sleep through that? So it's like it's really sad that the cats are not here and like I can't see him. Like I wish that it was more ideal having the cats in here. If they pooped and peed outside and didn't get tangled up under the van, there would be no issues. But they don't. They poop and pee inside the van and they do get tangled in the van. So it's just a no-go. It's a no from me. And mm, so now they're not in here and I'm able to actually regulate and come to some better conclusions. There is something said, finding somebody that fits your crazy. Yeah, finding someone that fits your crazy is definitely important. But even then, like, how perfectly could someone fit your crazy if you're crazy? You gotta accept, like, you do have to change some things about yourself. A lot of people will try and make it well, okay. A lot of people will say, like, that you shouldn't have to change at all for anybody. I don't prescribe to that philosophy. I think that you do have to change. Like, I think that's what life is about, is growing and evolving. I think that's the meaning of life. I think that's what gives us a sense of purpose. So, when people are like, "Don't change for nobody," it's like, okay, there's core pieces of yourself that you should hold on to tightly. But if you can recognize where you fall short and evolve from that, that's how you become a superhuman. 12-hour live therapy stream. That'd be so insane, Chloe. Oh, Kevin Mack said, "Dare I ask?" So there's going to be alternative Mollys with different names and personalities in different channels. Sounds exciting. I mean, there kind of already is. There's like Warm Piss, who's gonna burn an ook and does like song covers and stuff. There's Molly Tov who dances and also catches stuff on fire. I guess we're not that different. And then there's Molly who also catches stuff on fire inside the van, usually just candles and incense, but yeah, I guess the main underlying theme here is fire and arson, which I've still been having those thoughts of catching this van on fire, but the thing that holds me back is I don't wanna pollute the environment. Though, now that I can name the monster, well, he named the monster, but now that I can speak the name to you guys, Taylor, just know that I'm talking about the crazy version of me, the monster that comes out. Oh, thank you, Aunt Bank sent $10. Aunt Bank said, "Hey, beautiful goddess, hope all is well." Thank you. Things are getting better. Things have been tough, but I'm on the path of self-mastery and healing, and things are turning around. Even if certain things don't work out in my life, like I'll still find beautiful moments. Like, even if my relationship doesn't work out, I still have my creative projects. I still have this community. I still have my friends, my family, 2 vans, 2 islands, soon a property. Like, there's always still goodness even when some of our most cherished pieces are falling away. But I'm hoping that the pieces don't completely fall away from my life right now. Even if he watches this, I'm afraid that he'll think it's all just like an act or something. But like I'm being so serious right now. Sean said, "Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, today is a present." Love that. I think someone actually said something similar on Saturday's stream. Did you just go through a romantic breakup? I don't think we're I don't think we're fully broken up. Like it was never said. I mean, it was at one point he said something about never dealing with me again or something along those lines. So it's like that could seem like a breakup. I don't know. It was never specifically said, so I'm not actually sure. I am hoping not. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't have all the answers to the universe. Taylor or several more inner selves wanting to escape and have their own platform. Yeah, Kevin. I mean, I don't think I'll start more channels, but within the Mollyverse and specifically the Molly and the Mooners channel, there's definitely branch off things. Like, okay, anytime I have the tarot cards out, it's Mystic Molly, you know? Um, well, the monster is Taylor, which that's who had the stream last week. That's who had access to my phone last week was Taylor going through a fucking episode. And then there's Warm Pistachio, obviously. And I'm sure, the Benny Worms and The mullet monas, like, there's characters of the show, both of mine and of people around me, so as they branch out, they're all characters within this same show. Aw, sick bastard went through a breakup in February. Sick bastard, I challenge you. I actually would love to hear from you if you know what you did in your relationship. Like, do you think it was a breakup because the other person, or are you able to, like, really go within and own your shit, you know? I'm super curious. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you, Arnold Looters. Sent $20. Heck yeah. For the property from Wisconsin. Dude, that means so much. That helps a lot right now because I am saving up to get a little patch of jungle over on Big Island. So every dollar helps. Every dollar helps. And I actually have still been saving up. I'm not anywhere close, but I'm hoping that loan comes through. I've been looking at loan options. Oh, what? Dank Drew's also in Wisconsin. I didn't ever, like, fully register that in my head, so that's cool to know. Quick way to get the demons out DoorDash some Taco Bell. Those actually aren't the type of demons I'm needing to release right now. For me, dragon fruit does the trick, but, my demons are something that needs a lot more than Taco Bell. It needs years of therapy and self growth and inward journeying. Oh my gosh, Just Passing Through just sent $10. You guys are so amazing. Thank you, Just Passing Through. An important thing to remember is you can only change yourself. Don't try to change other people. It only leads to frustration. Retweet. Re-fucking tweet to what Just Passing Through said. It's so true. Like, we can't just keep blaming other people in our lives and blaming situations in our lives for our lives sucking. We gotta step up, take the accountability and self responsibility, radical self accountability. And that's how we can get ourselves out of these shitty situations. And thank you, Chloe, for the star. Aw, Easy Upstate said, "He has good energy. His laugh is contagious. I'm sure he would like to buy that land for his girl. No shade, but he doesn't have the money for that right now. I mean, like, maybe he will eventually, but I also don't expect I wouldn't want a man to buy a property for me because part of why I want to buy my own property is so I can have an area of the world where I just know it's mine. That's I don't want it to be bought by anyone else because I just want to fully know like this area is mine and I have full sovereignty here. I have control here. I can set the boundaries here and like have a management over the vibe, where no one can tell me shit. So yeah, even if he offered to buy it, I'd be like, I can't accept that. How about some dabs? Yeah, hella funny. Hey, Clayton Rivera sent $10. Thank you so much. Love you, babe. Love the reflection of the moon. Love the reflection the moon brings. Yes. Oh my gosh. Full moons are such beautiful self-reflection times and releasing times. Also with the Mercury retrograde, a lot of people talk about it like it's so bad. People are like, Mercury retrograde, that's why everything sucks." But it's like you can use retrogrades as times to reflect. It's like that backwards movement, which frustrates a lot of people, but you can use it in your favor to reflect on things and change things. So do your guys selves a favor and use this retrograding time to look back on like, okay, what have you done that led you to whatever the unideal situation of your life is, you know? And yes, it was a strawberry moon. Thank you, Diana, for the sunshine. Oh, Kevin Mack said, "You're finding balance. This is progress. Might consider a blood work up to rule out maybe some under health cause." You know, I haven't gotten blood work in years. I actually tried to last year, right after I ripped out my IUD, or right before. Which if you guys didn't already think I was crazy after seeing the IUD rip out on camera, then it's like, hmm, maybe your guys' measurement of crazy is just like a lot more gentle than mine. Because that's one thing I look back on and I'm like, oh wow, that was crazy. That was a heavy episode. Oh, we got Sick Bastard's story. Wait, actually I missed something. Okay, going back to what Just Passin' 3 said on you can only change yourself, don't try to change other people. That's something that I've been trying to do in my current relationship. I've been saying over and over again, like, I'm growing and you're not. Like, you need to change something. Yeah, la, 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 you. But like the stuff that I have changed needs to change more. Like, I wanna focus on changing myself now because I wanna change. Even if this relationship doesn't work out, like, I'm not gonna be alone forever, and what, am I gonna torment the next person too? I don't want that. Rail said, "If you do the Nikki obsession frown, I'll gift a laughing disco." I actually don't know. I okay, I haven't watched that movie yet, but I saw the memes, and I don't know if you'll actually send the laughing disco, but I will try it out. What a terrible face to make. I think that's kinda close to it, but when she does it, it looks, like, scary. From the clips I've seen, she's a pretty good actress. Okay, let's hear Sick Bastard's breakup story. He said, I was dealing with a narcissist for 7 years. It took me 5 years to figure it out and research what was going on. And I was basically letting her get away with everything and gaslit and shamed. That sounds really unfortunate. Though, I will say, which I said this earlier in the stream too, that there's a lot of videos out specifically about narcissists. It's been a big buzzword online the past couple years, and I think a lot of people are getting misdiagnosed as a narcissist. I've also been called a narcissist by more than one person. Um, it's just a super thrown around term at this point when in reality narcissistic personality disorder is a real thing and not everyone that we think has it, and even if someone's acting like a narcissist, and I specify acting like, not being, because you don't want to just like put someone into a box, but someone can definitely be showing a lot of narcissistic traits. Like, it's still important to own our share. That's what this whole stream is about. So I'm curious if you, sick bastard, can own your part. Like, what did you play into it? Because people don't just do things unprovoked. Mars is here. Welcome in, Mars. Mars is like, no, just got home. How much did I miss? Can we start over? Sorry, man. We're not starting over. We are 140 minutes in, so you'll just have to catch the replay tomorrow. But we've delved into some pretty tough topics, some pretty dark places. We went to some dark places today. I've exposed some of the skeletons in my closet. You might actually view me differently after watching this stream if you watch it. So beware. Beware, Mars. You might view me in a different light once you know that I'm actually a kind of psycho. Offline since 95 said only a narcissist calls someone a narcissist. And isn't that the fucking tea? In my experience of interacting with people, calling people narcissists, a lot of them are narcissists. But then, can I say that, or does that make me a narcissist? Because I just called someone a narcissist. You know what I mean? One finger forward is three pointed back, as they say. And other people say two in the pink and one in the stink. But who knows in this weird, wacky world what anything means anymore? Aw, sick bastard said, "I was no angel, but I was loyal, faithful, and I provided." Aw, I'm sorry about your breakup. I'm glad you can at least own that you were no angel, cause I can guarantee you probably weren't, and self-awareness is important. Oh, good night, David T. He said, "Gotta go, my bed is calling." Yeah, it's probably hella late where you are. Ooh, Victor said he's eating a big piece of pumpkin pie right now. That sounds so good. I love pumpkin pie. That's actually our tradition every year on his birthday. So now I used to associate pumpkin pie with Thanksgiving, but I don't really agree with Thanksgiving and the premise of it. I actually find it pretty abhorrent. Um, so now having a better correlation for pumpkin pie is nice. The man I love's birthday. Well, I think I've actually kind of said I think I've said, like, everything I wrote about. Um, to sum up to sum up everything we talked about on today's pop-ups random stream, the first step to getting better is admitting you have a problem. I have a problem, which is mental illness, and it's been destroying my life and my relationships. I'm gonna get better and I'm gonna spread awareness in the world and help inspire others to take radical self accountability because us owning our part and getting better is the only way for things to actually improve in our lives. And if we are stepping up and growing and the other person's not meeting us there and not following our lead, then yeah, sometimes you just have to leave, you know? And that's something that every single person in a relationship has to accept. Like, if you're doing all of the work yourself, like sometimes you do have to leave, but make sure that you've tried doing all the work yourself first. So I'm gonna give this a shot. I don't know if he's gonna accept my attempt or not, but even if not, I'm gonna still be improving because there will be someone else eventually in that case, and I want to be good to that person. So, you guys are here as my accountability buddies now that you know. Let's see. No Ready Whip on it. Molly took it all for her cookies. Now that you say that, I'm like, damn, I might go get some whipped cream and cookies after this. Try sweet potato pie. Joseph, that sounds fucking amazing. Oh, Kevin Mack asked if he could consult with the LLM about this. Go ahead, Kevin Mack, and I'll read it. I'll check my comments later. I've also been consulting with some LLM, Claude specifically. I asked Claude about all of this and have been finding some insight though. I don't know, it's tricky. It's tricky because I don't know that the robots fully understand interpersonal relating and everything that goes into it. So I'm accepting it with a grain of salt, but I am testing the water with asking Claude about this stuff. A psychic psycho, quite very fitting. I agree, thank you. Hopefully not psycho much longer though. I don't want to be a lifer. I don't want to be a lifetime crazy person. I'll accept I can accept myself for being crazy throughout like my early 20s, but if I go into like if I go into my 30s and I'm still psycho, that's when I'll really have to look at myself. Hey, we got Deja Du in the chat. Hello, Woo. Just passing through sent $5. Thank you. Let's see. It's uh it's the weird thread of coincidence woven in the fabric of life that brought us mooners here. I'm glad to be included. Thank you, just passing through. Yeah, like in the weaving of the universe, we're all at a certain place at a certain time, and it's always correct. Even if it's terrible, it's where we're supposed to be, or else we wouldn't be there. So I'm grateful for all of you being here, and I'm happy that you found your way into the Mollyverse as you're exploring your human experience. If one finger's pointed towards them and three are back, I'm afraid to ask where the fifth one is. You don't want to know. Mars said, sorry for asking. I'm sure it's been addressed. Have you and him talked since Saturday? So, Mars, yes, we have talked. He came and got the cats because I could not deal. I was having a meltdown, and during the meltdown, I said a lot of stuff I wish I didn't, and so we're on a really rough time. I said a lot of stuff I wish I didn't, including telling the story last Saturday without fully owning my part in it. Because a lot of people in the comments and chat were like consoling me, which is really nice, and I really appreciate you guys, but it does feel wrong to portray myself as such a victim when I instigated a lot of the issue. Like, I chose this scenario and I chose to pop off and say some stupid shit over and over again. So, I've heard from him, but, like, we haven't other than him picking up the cats, haven't seen him, don't know when I'll see him again, haven't heard from him in the past 24 hours, at least, haven't heard from him. So, we'll see. And again, I don't know if he's watching this or not, but I'm doing this for myself, like, I'm doing this for just, like, mental health awareness of the internet and self-accountability for me, and solidifying that I accept myself even though I have some mental issues, and can announce, like, moving forward with growth, and it'll now be something that we touch on the weekly streams. Like, I wanna know about your guys' mental health too, because a lot of people today have been saying how relatable this is, and the fact that you guys are relating to me telling these, like, horrific stories is, like, that cues me into knowing that you guys are probably hurting as bad as I do sometimes. I know how it feels. Shit's rough sometimes, and, like, I see you guys, like, shit gets rough no matter who you are, so, like, I know that every single person in the chat right now has been through some rough, horrendous shit and, like, might not really have that many people to talk to about it, or might be scared to talk to people about it because there's so much stigma. Sometimes our most painful times aren't to what people did to us, it's when we hurt to other people. And that's really fucking sad and terrible. Aw. Joseph said, "The fact you can even admit that, and you can publicly go back and be like, 'Wasn't perfect,' means you're a lot better than most of the people." Yeah, thank you. I I do think it's important, and it does show that you're, like, a good person, because a good person has to be able to admit when they're not being a good person. I think that's one of the key parts, because no one's gonna be perfect. Bill Curry said this feels like a real powwow sesh. This is a real powwow sesh. We're powwowing right now. Oh my gosh, yeah, Kevin Mack touching on how the original plan was to ship the Volkswagen to the US and do a, like, road trip, cross-continental vibe. Oh my gosh, it's so good that we had this test run on Maui before I spent 2 grand shipping the van there and us, like, getting rid of all our stuff and flying there. It's funny you say that because I literally had written that exact sentiment down today in my notes on my phone because I was composing, like, my next Instagram post and just writing, like, "Thank God I didn't do that, and thank God we found out before I tried." Oh, no, I need to scroll down. Thank Drew's asking my Venmo. Do not feel pressured to send anything on Venmo at all, but if you're, like, really looking for it, it's in my link tree. It's also if you scroll to the bottom of the homepage of my website, which my link tree and my website are both linked in my bio of this channel, you can find it there. But again, like, no pressure. Do you have a dog or cat to help? Bro, a cat would not help me right now. 2 cats were part of what led to my fucking meltdown this week. I'm the instigator, the prodigy. Yeah. Another good prodigy quote. Smack my bitch up. That rings through my head a lot. It's like one of those weird, like, phrases that'll just come randomly in, and I'm like, "What is that lyric? Smack my bitch up." Who sings about that? It just goes to show how toxic a lot of music really is. "Oh, I want to order one of your hoodies. I'm wondering if you still have any in stock." Yes, there are on my website, idontknowbaby.com, which again is linked in my bio and on my link tree. Um, yeah, you can find hoodies there. I would love to see you rocking one. Mars said, off topic, Molly's been I've been itching to ask since your 24-hour live stream, and you brought up the topic again 2 streams ago. What is your beef with Prince? Okay, so there's not like a specific beef with him other than that he's so hyped up, guys. And I just like don't enjoy his music per se. I mean, there's other artists. Like, I'm not singling Prince out. There's a good amount of artists that are super popular, but when I listen to them or like look at their stuff, I'm just like, what? Everybody's really that into this? Prince is one of those for me. I'm just don't I'm just not into it. There's no particular beef. I don't think he's a bad person. I don't know that much about him, to be honest. Kevin wants me to visit those 2 orcas in that closed marine park. Going to France, I do not have the funding for that right now. It is really sad to know when animals are going through tough shit like that, though. Valkyrie's had her cat for 9 years. I'm glad you have a cat that you can connect with and have as, like, some emotional support. I thought that our cats would be emotional support for me, and in moments they were, but they ended up causing more emotional distress than how much they could help heal. It was not in balance. It was just not working out. Victor said Molly's hoodies are the best. I can attest. Thank you. I have one of my right here. This is one of my OG designs, which is still available. The it's just the simple red tie-dyed red dyed champion hoodie with my art sign on it. If I could get it to lay flat, yeah. IDKB. I don't know, baby. Thank you all for the support. Did you drink enough water today? Definitely not. Thanks for reminding me. Valkyrie said, Prince scares me. Dude, relatable. I'm glad I'm not the only one who perceives his vibe and is like, that's kind of crazy. That's a wacky vibe right there. There's other big artists I could name that I'm just like, but I don't want to cause a controversy. Honestly, some of the names I could name, like, it would be less controversial for us to go into politics right now. Why did you say you have mental issues? For the sake of radical authenticity in the world where the internet is extremely fake, just spreading my message across the interwebs. Thank you, MX Spike, for the heart. It's like having a child for sure. The having an animal really is like having a child, especially when you live in a vehicle. There's no escape from them at all. I miss I miss Puss and Snickers so bad. I like look, a lot of me wishes I still had them, but I know that if I still had them, I wouldn't have come to these realizations. I would just be freaking out still. I wouldn't have gotten to do like I wouldn't have gotten to this place where I could share this deeply. I would have been just in a triggered mess, emotionally dysregulated state. So it's good they're not with me. And it's good for them. They're in a better spot now. They're actually sitting pretty right now. Oh, thank you, Mars. Mars sent $5 and said, Molly, do you give out advice? I can maybe use your wisdom. For sure. I would love to give some advice. I actually thought about having a stream specifically that's framed in the same way of like Ask Alice. There's those old forums and talk shows where people send in letters wanting advice on stuff. I actually am considering doing a live stream like that. I'd probably just set up like I'm sure there's some pre-made thing I can set up for people to submit things, or they could just send it in the chat. But yeah, let me know if you guys would want one of those type where not that I'm like the expert on life, but I could still give my opinion. Thank you, Boogerman, for the $2. I'm not gonna address the comment with it, but and no sick bastard, I do not miss them pissing in the van at all. Don't miss that. Are you poly? No, I'm monogamous with a man who I really fucked up with, and so not that he was perfect, but I do hope that things can come back together and get better. And if not, then I'll just have to accept that, and eventually I'll have a different person and probably be monogamous with them too. I'm too jealous to be poly. That's something I would want to work past. But first, I need to get to be okay in a monogamous relationship. It's like one step at a time. Once I can feel secure in a monogamous relationship, then maybe me and my partner could open to something. But like as of now, I'm not ready. Oh, aw. Okay, Mars started sharing what he would like some advice and wisdom on. So he said, when you told your dilemma with the cats where you can't leave your van, that has been my situation with my dogs the past 8 years. I feel the responsibility to come home every day. So and then dot dot dot. So maybe Mars will write more, but I'll start touching on what he's written so far. Dang, Mars, 8 years. of having to come home to dogs every day and, like, care for them, that's heavy, that's a lot. It is like having kids, and I don't know if you ever get to have a break, like, if you have, like, someone you trust enough to be a dog sitter, just to give you some time to yourself, like, 8 years nonstop is really tough. And I don't know how young or old your dogs are, but you might have a lot of time to go, like, if it's a whole journey having an animal. Ooh, okay, we got more about the story. Mars says, "So last year I got a roommate to watch the dogs for me. I planned on staying around the area where I work Monday through Tuesday and Thursday through Friday and having Wednesday and the weekends off. 4 days versus 6 days. 4 days versus 6 days sounds way better. And getting a roommate to help with the dogs is a great plan." I'm so curious if there's more. I'm sure Mars will write more, so we'll keep up with that story. Was Snickers the all black one? So Puss was the black one. Snickers was the um brown stripy girl with the raccoon tail. So Puss is the one that's technically my cat, and Snickers is the one that's technically his cat. Oh, oh my gosh. Okay, more of Mars's story. When she moved in, turned out she was a few months pregnant, so I felt guilty having her do our agreement, walking the dogs and taking care of them on the 4 days I don't come home. She had her baby boy 3 months ago, and with a newborn, I really couldn't have her walk the dog. Damn, Mars, that's a tough situation. Being bound to your house is tough in itself, and being, like, actively trying to unbind yourself and then having that hidden bummer pop out. Yeah. Yeah, Joseph said she really got a sweet deal out of it. Yeah, because now she's living there without having to do the agreement. Which, like, totally understandable that Mars, you would feel guilty holding her to it, but she knew the agreement before she moved in, right? Surely it was agreed upon. I mean, you said it's an agreement, so I assume it was agreed upon before she moved in. So that's kind of messed up for her to agree to something she wouldn't be able to do. That's not really fair. That's where it comes down to, like, we need to know ourselves and our limits. Ask Jeeves was the original. I'll have to look into that. Ask Jeeves. Someone else had said something earlier, and I was like, I need to write that down, so I remember to look at it, but I think I might have forgot to write that down even. Yeah, nope, not written down. Damn it. I'm so scatterbrained. Oh, ooh, Mars said, so I've been stuck with my same schedule. So the question is, Molly, when should I bring about the topic of our arrangement? Mars, I think sooner than later. And I think you seem like a gentle-hearted person enough to bring it up in a really calm way and, like, if she agreed to something and it was part of the arrangement for her moving in, like, she has to take some accountability for having agreed to that, and she also could maybe consider how it could be a little bit deceiving to not disclose her pregnancy. Not that you're entitled to know if someone's pregnant or not, but as you're arranging to live with one another, that's a pretty important aspect to reveal to the other person. Wow, Mars, that is a tough situation you're in. My advice is that you should bring it up as soon as possible and bring it up in a time that you guys can just like sit down and you can let her know, like, hey, when I had you move in here, it was with this intention. And I really want this intention to move forward. Are you available for that? Or do I need to find someone else? That's my input. And if it does go in the direction where she's not up for the dog sitting and you'll have to find someone else, then just giving her a grace period. Like, I don't know if you guys signed any paperwork or anything. Like, did you guys have a written agreement? Because it'd be good to reference back to that and, you know, sit down with the agreement together. And someone, yeah, Joseph actually had a good point. Is she getting money off of rent or something? Yeah. How serious was this agreement? Were you doing some work trade to like reduce her rent? Because that brings in a whole nother aspect. I honestly think she didn't know she was pregnant when she moved in. She seemed genuinely shocked when she found out. Oh, and no written agreement. Uh, well, given that there's not a written agreement, that it it's detrimental in some ways, meaning like, okay, you don't have something to reference to, but oh my gosh, no rent. Watching the dog was the rent, and she hasn't been watching the dog. Mars, that's really unfortunate. I'm sorry that you're going through that. This is one of those moments where you got to speak up for yourself. Like, I know it's hard to speak up for yourself because it's like, oh, am I gonna hurt the other person's feelings? But you gotta make sure that you're not hurting your own feelings by not speaking up. Yeah, Mars, I think you guys gotta have a talk and just be really real with it and be like, hey, girl, like, we had an arrangement that when you moved in, you would get to live here for free as long as you cared for the dogs 4 days a week. And it's time to pay the piper. Either she's got to step up and do the trade or pay rent. She can't just not pay rent and not do the work trade. Oh, she watches the dog by just being in the house, but I still come home daily to walk the dogs. Dang, so she just the only place okay, so it sounds like the only place that she's really falling short is in walking the dogs. But I wonder if she could walk the dogs now, like if her baby's 3 months old, like I feel like people start taking their newborns on walks in strollers. How many dogs do you have again? Would it be feasible for her to go walk the dogs and walk her baby? Because babies love going on walks. When I'm visiting Mullet Mona, we took Ember on walks almost every day, and Ember loved it. It actually helped her fall asleep. Like, there was actually times where Ember wouldn't fall asleep. So we went on a walk, and sure enough, she falls asleep in the stroller and then is like out for the night. So yeah, Mars, definitely, I think it's time to speak up. 7. That's right. I remember you saying this before. You've got a shit ton of dogs. Oh my gosh. I usually go 3 rounds to walk all the dogs. Two, two, one. Oh my god. Two, 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 one. Oh my gosh. Mars, you're probably gonna just have to find another dog sitter. Walking 7 dogs with a baby stroller is not doable. So yeah, she would have to do it in multiple rounds, but then mm, she'd have to do it in multiple rounds, but I don't know if that would make sense because then the baby would have to go on like 3 or 4 walks too. Oh man. You know what? Um, I think you might have to just give her a grace period, you know? Let her know to start finding a new place because I know that you have too big of a heart to just throw her out, and I would never suggest you to just throw her out. But saying like, "Hey, you have a month to start finding a new spot. I hate to do this, but it's impairing my life." Because it is impairing your life. Like, if you would be able to spend 4 days closer to work and like save yourself the commute and have another day off, like have 4 days at work versus 6, dude, like that's life changing. And I want you to be able to have that for yourself. I bet a lot of the mooners can agree that they want the best for you, Mars, and that'll mean speaking up for yourself, even though it's really hard sometimes. Whoa, I just saw something that says add a Q&A sticker. Wait, what? It just went away. That was weird. YouTube is always changing their live streaming format. Within my time of live streaming, they have uh, changed it so many times. Like, what is this new sticker thing? And now it's gone. Interesting. There's playables. Choose a game to play with. What the hell? They added games to the stream. What the heck? Okay, we're not gonna do that on this stream, but damn. Whoa. Oh my gosh, the drama, the plot line thickens. Mars said another reason why I can't just throw her out is because she is my neighbor's ex-wife. His current wife and him are really close to her, and they are really good friends of mine. What? I'm sorry that I'm laughing, but that's just absurd. What? Okay, it's already crazy that your neighbor and her got divorced and she moved in next door. That's crazy in itself. And then his current wife and him are close to her. That's also crazy to me. I With my whole retroactive jealousy thing, I just don't believe in people being friends with exes. It's something I'm trying to switch. Like, even if me and him are done after this current drama, like, I still don't know my stance on if we would be friends or not. And it's crazy for me to witness when people divorce and are friends after. Like, to me, I just have always had the belief that when people break up, like, I feel like they should just fully separate so that the person has all of that space cleared up for their next partner. But I have met more and more people who don't believe that way. So apparently, your neighbor and roommate are one of those types. Oh, maybe they can take her. Yeah, can she just move back into that spot so you can have a dog sitter? You're the ones that asked me to take her in. What? This woman is just getting, like, passed from house to house. Damn, damn. You know what? I wonder, since they asked you to let her move in, then I wonder if they would be down to walk the dogs. You know? If she wants to keep living there, but she can't walk the dogs, she could keep living there if she found someone to fill in for her. Because at the end of the day, given your agreement, it is her responsibility to walk the dog, make sure the dogs are walked. That's what she agreed to. So if she can just make sure the dogs get walked, even if it's not by her, then she's holding it up. Game over, Jesse said, "You look like you play Luigi in Mario Kart. Hate to break it to you, but I usually play as Toad or Toadette if she's available." I'm a Toad. I play as Toad. That's my character on there. And as far as other games, like, okay, Super Smash Bros, Kirby all the way. How do we know you're a real person and not three geese in a costume? Could three geese in a costume do this? I think not. Goose hands could definitely not maneuver this way. And I think this is also a great way to prove that I'm not AI. Because over time, a lot of people have accused me of being AI generated, and AI has a really hard time making hands look normal. So I have to ask you guys, could AI do this? I think not. Could AI do this? I don't think so. It can barely make fingers. Three goslings under a trench coat. That'd be more accurate. I like the bird necklace. Oh, okay. This necklace is actually a dolphin, and I got it today from a random guy. So I was at the gas station, and this guy, I was like about to pull out of the gas station, and this guy chased me down and was like, "Wait, wait." And he was like, "I'm about to leave island and I need to give this Pakalolo to someone. Will you take it?" And I'm like, I'll happily accept your Pakalolo. Happy travels." And so he gave me this bag, which I wouldn't just accept stuff from, like, a complete random person. Not that this guy wasn't completely random, but he looked, like, very nice. Like, he was, like, I don't know, he looked, like, ethnically similar to me and vibely similar to me, he was maybe, like, Papa Filipino, and he had, like, kind of, like, wavy, longish hair, and he had a woman and a kid in his vehicle. So I'm like, "Okay, he's, like, a family man." They seemed like good vibes, and so, yeah, he, gave me this bag of goodies, and one of the things in it was this necklace, so I put it on, and there it is. Dolphins aren't real, that's a burb. What the I'm a marine biologist. I can confirm dolphins are real. The burbs are what's fake. The burbs work for the bourgeoisie. How do we know Game Over Jesse isn't AI? Yeah, Game Over Jesse, how do we know you're not AI? Dink Drew said you have 100K plus subs. Congratulations on your high subscriber count, Game Over Jesse. That's impressive. I subscribed for the free nachos. Enjoy. Enjoy. Thanks for the sub. I'll sub you. I'll sub you also. If I was AI, I would use a lot more water and be less interesting. Probably better looking though. I've been seeing people who are posting I've been looking on threads quite a bit lately, and people will be posting stuff like, "If you're anti-AI, just hire me instead. I don't drink any water at all." Which reminds me to drink more water. If anyone in here has a water bottle near you, take a sip. Cheers. I was actually gonna record an ukulele video today, but then I was like, "No, I got all this shit to say." So I'm thinking maybe I'll record the ukulele cover tomorrow, but today I'll rehearse. And then, yeah. Do you have a belly piercing? Yeah, it was hiding between my I was hiding it with my belly rolls. Let me get fucked up. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell from this this angle. It's like kinda hard to see it. But if I sit up, I do have a little belly ring. I've had this one since my 16th birthday. Shout out to my Aunt Cindy for taking me to the piercing shop. Can you play something for us right now, or is that too much pressure? I like the heat. I can handle the heat. I'm not gonna do a full song cover because I want to reserve that for like the official Warm Piss videos, but I'll show you guys some of the riffs that are in the covers coming up. Hopefully my ukulele is in tune because the tuner I use is on my phone and the phone is occupied streaming right now. So, well, I've told you guys my secret to tuning an uk by ear. You go la da la. That's good enough. Yeah. It's not exact, but we'll just have to deal with it. Oh, okay, so I've been working on Sparks by Coldplay, and I really love the version of the riff that I'm using for the cover, so I'll play you guys a little tidbit of that. Oh, Mars sent $5. Thank you. So glad to see you in good spirits, Molly. Not gonna lie, I was worried for the last few days. Your smile and laugh is so infectious, brings us joy. Thank you. Yeah, I am feeling a lot better. I'm in a lot better spirits because now I at least have a direction to go in. And even if things don't work out despite my growth, like then I'll head to Big Island, which is also a great option, you know? So yeah. And honestly, it's looking like he might end up moving to Oahu. So like it's true that we might be parting ways, but that doesn't mean that we didn't have a lot of beautiful times together and that we won't both still have beautiful lives when we're apart. It actually might be easier that way because we've had a lot of turmoil. It's been hard. Like seriously, hard shit. So I'm keeping my head up. I'm doing my best. But yeah, I'll play you guys some of how Sparks is sounding. If you guys have heard this song before, you'll get the vibe. And if not, I hope you still enjoy it. This is the part that I like when it's like that little hammer on. It's not actually in the song exactly in that way. I don't know. This is how I play the song. Mars said, "I'm gonna miss him." Me too. I already do, and it's only been 2 days, but it doesn't mean you're gonna miss him. There's a chance he'll be back. It's just been really hard, so there's a chance he'll be back, but it's not a guarantee. And even if you miss him, you could maybe find him on his stream on Whatnot. No sound. Are you serious? That's what's annoying. The uh, noise cancellation isn't picking up the ook. What the fuck? Maybe if I bring you super, you guys can watch. I'll just put you super close. Maybe this'll do it. Everybody in the Mollyverse is like family. Same goes for you, bastard. Mars, that's so sweet. I we've gotten through worse. So there's a little bit of hope. But I'm not holding on to it too hard because I need to be in acceptance whether this works or not. I have to be in acceptance because trying to practice non-attachment. Okay, so I guess did you guys hear this? That's definitely out of tune. Oh, that sounds way better. Okay. Can't hear still? Really? What if we plug the microphones back in? My phone's charged enough now. My phone's charged enough that we can try this. Okay, mic check. Mic check. We have enough battery for a while now. Audio good. Okay, now this is the real test though. Mic check. Can you hear the out of tune ukulele? Yes. Game Over Jesse said no, but everyone else is saying yes. Backcountry basis is like, oh my goodness, what have I missed? Dude, you missed me showing my, bearing my soul and presenting my shadows. But you made it just in time for some music stuff. Yeah. Things got dark in the chat the past week. But today was brightness. Today was releasing. Better? Okay, so you guys can hear the ukulele now. Okay, so now I can show you guys how... Yeah, we're in the recovery phase. Exactly. This was the decompression. How many chicken nuggets? Too many chicken nuggets. Are we talking like in one sitting? Because, okay, if I was going to eat chicken nuggets by myself, I would say, if we're talking like literally too many, I would say you shouldn't eat over 100 in a setting. That'd be ridiculous. Oh my god, I missed the super chat. Aunt Banks sent $10. Thank you, Aunt Banks. Your frequency is amazing. Your smile is too. Thank you so much. All the money helps me because I'm saving up to buy some land so that I can like park my van there and start putting down some roots and fruit trees. Roots and fruits. What time of day is it in Hawaii? 4:29. Victor says 15 to 20 nuggets. I don't know. 20 nuggets. I could see myself eating 20 nuggets. And I'd probably feel extremely sick after, but I wouldn't feel too bad about myself for it. I'm smoking for you right now. Perfect. Thank you. Someone's got to smoke for me because I can't smoke on the stream. Backcountry basis, I hope you're having a great vacation. I'm curious where you're traveling to. Please do tell the class. I'm gonna be showing you guys how the instrumental part sounds for the Sparks cover I've been working on. This is my favorite part of it. So yeah, that's the vibe. That one's like a super chill one. Have you always been in Hawaii? No, I've only been here for the past 4.5 years. Before then, I was in various areas of California. Only been a few times. It's scary. But I'm curious, what was scary for you? I'm in Hilton Head, South Carolina. Nice. Are you gonna miss the overhead mirror when you're in the new Moonermobile? Yes, but I can just add one there. I've been already thinking about it. I probably will add one. It's a feature that I really like in a space. It makes the space look way bigger too. Oh, the little flea.
of sync with the live stream. Dang, is it? I hate when it does that. Do you have a favorite city to visit? The main city I've spent time in my life is San Francisco, so I would say that's my favorite. If we're talking like big cities, San Francisco is my city. But yeah, I'll show you guys the other cover that I've been working on, which is Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. Oh, I just tried to find the wrong note. That's the riff for that one. And that one's fun because it's like grungy. And then there's like some more like kind of finger style parts of it, like. I'm glad you guys are liking it. And yes, there is a nice breeze happening. Yeah, also, Easy Upstate, I do miss my sister, and I have been considering going there. I'm like, I could go there before Big Island or after Big Island. I'm definitely going to see her soon. Deep Purple music would be cool. I'm not familiar, Kevin Mack. These conversations about ook songs are gonna be fun. Yeah, actually. I don't actually get my ook out on stream much. I guess part of that is because I'm like, for a long time, have been like pretty insecure about my playing and singing and worried like, oh, if I'm on the stream, I'll fuck up. But today I've already bared my soul and let all the skeletons out of my closet. So even if I fuck up on the ook, it's not the worst thing I've done today. Ah. Oh my gosh, Backcountry Bassist said that he posted a cover today with a Major Mooner vibe and gave you an Inspired by shout out. Let me guess, did you do Amber? Is the cover Amber? Which, no matter what the song, no matter what the cover is, I want to go check it out. I'm gonna write down so I can remember. Check Backcountry Bassist's channel. Okay, I'll be checking it out. I gotta see it. Yeah, the 311 song, that's what I'm thinking because that's the Van on the Moon theme song. Moonlight Drive by the Doors. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. I love the Doors. Okay, definitely will be checking that out. We'll be checking that out. Yeah, the main two covers that I've been rehearsing this week have been Sparks and Smells Like Teen Spirit, because those are two that I just like want to record, especially Smells Like Teen Spirit. I've been playing that one for so long, and I don't know. I posted a short of me just doing the riff you just heard, but I haven't done the full cover yet. And then for like the verses, I go into, well, I'll just like play you guys kind of how it goes. I just do like kind of this vibe for the verses, and then it ramps up again.
You know what else I've actually been doing? The song Jigsaw Falling Into Place by Radiohead. I doubt many of you know that song. It's one of their like highly underrated. Hey, I'm glad you guys are liking the vibe. Smoke on the Water. That would probably be a really easy one. Ook Rockstar with the wind blowing in your hair. I'm like, ah, just like, the wind actually is adding a vibe. Somewhere over him. In other words, somewhere over the rainbow. That one's like. If I'm remembering, I haven't played this song in like at least a year. Yeah, that's kind of. I actively avoid playing that song because it's so overplayed here, and like every time that I would be performing on the boats, like my captain said that every set I play on the sailboat has to include that song. There's actually times he made me play it multiple times. Yeah, in one trip. So needless to say, I'm over it. Ooh, Three Doors Down. I fuck with Three Doors Down. I actually don't play any other songs, but Kryptonite would be a fun one. Ooh, Victor's listening to Backcountry's video. He sounds good. I'm excited to hear. I will be watching it as soon as this is over, as soon as I'm done with the stream. This is how my Jigsaw Falling Into Place intro sounds. Wait, actually, I forgot the chords, but you get the vibe. Play some Riptide. Oh, I'm already a walking cliche. When I play Riptide, it's like people clown on me for that one because thank you, Easy Upstate. Good night. Sleep well. Thank you, Sick Bastard, for moderating. I actually should probably get going myself. It has been 208 minutes. God, this is over 3 hour stream. That's insane. Okay, but I just got inspired. Backcountry Bassist said, I like the direction you're going, converting songs to island style. You know what I actually haven't tried in island style is Smells Like Teen Spirit. I wouldn't be able to do the riff in island style, or maybe I would. Yeah, it doesn't really work, but maybe after, in the between, like, verses and stuff, doing it like.
guns, bring friends. It's fun to lose and to defend. She's over. No, it doesn't work in island style. It doesn't. It works better when it's just like in the original. But I would try other ones. My cover of Sparks also wouldn't work in island style because I have the little like part that I want to integrate. But I do have more island style stuff coming up that I'm working on behind the scenes. I'm practicing new songs all the time. Like how my rehearsing usually goes is I'll just like pull up my app. I use the guitar. Oh my god, I don't even know what it's called. I've been using it for years. Years. It's like the guitar, Ultimate Guitar. That app. The logo of it is just like a G. Um and it's so cool because you could just find the chords and tabs for like almost every song, and like you could find different versions and stuff. So I just like to open that app and pull up whatever song comes to mind and try it out. So a lot of songs I just like try and practice but don't like master to the point of posting an actual cover of. Like the ones that I post covers of, I specifically was like, I'm gonna learn this to the point where I don't have to be looking at the chords or lyrics, and that I can just play it without really having to think about it. So those are the only ones that I end up posting. But I try songs and like make interpretations all the time. So I could honestly start posting more experimental stuff. I just gotta get over myself and get past the insecurity, I'd say. Because I know you guys don't care if I fuck up. Like, it's okay to mess up. But yeah, anyway, I should uh I should start going. Joseph said it's barely been 3.5 hours. We're in it, guys. We're in it. Best 3 hours of my evening. I don't know to be happy for you or sad for you. Cause me going on my long monologues as me being myself, it's hard for me to like see the value in it. So I really appreciate when people say stuff like that. Like, thank you, Dennis Morgan, for saying it's been like the highlight of your evening. Because there's times where I'm like, dang, I don't know if this is even good content, but the good feedback reminds me like, all right, people are into it and I'm gonna keep going. Like I said, I will be signing on every Saturday for the next 7 years to smile at you guys no matter what's going on. And I've been doing it every Saturday since. I don't remember which Saturday I set that, but it's not even been 1 year yet. So strap in. It's gonna be a long time. Victor said, well, this has been a great Tuesday evening. Unexpected surprise. Had a good time with everyone. I'm glad it was an unexpected surprise. I'm stoked to have a midweek pop-up and still see so many mooners come in here. Because when I do pop-up streams, I'm like, ah, dang, well, the usual like Saturday crowd won't know it's happening. But you guys pretty much all found your way here. Meant to be. Kevin Mack, this has been a great live stream, Molly. Thank you for sharing with us, Mooners. We want the best for you in this new adventure. Thank you. Yeah, uh, I'm, I'm really grateful that you guys all were here to receive me as I revealed a lot of shadows in myself, and I'm stepping forth in growth. Stepping forward in personal transformation is scary. It is pretty terrifying because you are questioning it. You're like, I think this is the right choice for my life, but it's really scary and you don't know if it's going to play out, but you just got to try anyway, knowing that it still might even fail. At least you tried. At least you tried. So that's what I'm going for. At least I fucking tried. Isn't it about dinner time for you, Molly? Yeah, it's almost 5 o'clock. So after this, I probably will go find something to eat. Aw, Joseph said, I know I feel enriched for the time spent with you. Yay, I'm glad I brought some brightness to your guys' days. And Backcountry, I am standing by my word. I'm gonna watch that cover like as soon as I get off of here, and I'll comment so you'll know that I watched it. You'll know my thoughts, which I'm sure it's awesome. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So true, so true. Where is this? Hawaii? Yes, and I'll give you guys one last peek at the beach, which I've been swimming so much lately. It's been great. Beach vibes. Hella windy out here. Wind ASMR. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, everyone. I love you all. Mooners, keep on mooning. And until next time, peace, love, and mooner shit.